Welcome back to the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast. We are on episode 152 right here out of the Rail, our home. If you want to keep supporting us and keep having us here, go to therailclub.net, check out a show, come out to something so they can keep letting us do this here. But I'm pumped. I'm pumped because this is the second podcast of the day. I actually haven't done that in maybe like a year. But it's worth it because I have an artist here who I'm interested in because I don't know much about this like industry and this style. So I'm curious just to learn everything about this. Plus, I've seen a few other things here and there that make this person really interesting. But today we have Cryst6l. What's going on? DJ Cryst6l.
Hey.
Is that your DJ name?
Yeah, Cryst6l. I mean, it's my name. But
Okay.
it's my name, but it is my DJ name too, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, basically today I really just want to get to know all about like how you started, you know, DJing, kind of just really get to know what you're all about.
So, I basically, so back in 2018, that's when I started going to raves. And I would always like have so much fun with my friends, and I would see the DJs and I would see the way that they would control a crowd. And I was like so interested in that. Like everybody was like having fun dancing to the music, but I was paying attention to like the DJ transitions, like the song choices.
Everything and stuff.
Yeah, I was like thinking about other shit that nobody else was thinking about. So I was like, it just like caught my eye like all the time. And I started getting more into like DJs and like listening to their music. I would like watch sets, like Boiler Room sets, except no more. I boycott Boiler Room. Boycott Boiler Room.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just saying, yeah. That's the whole thing. But yeah, I don't really support Boiler Room anymore. But I would always watch like living room sets. I would always be watching stuff. And seeing one of my friends, Nicole, like one of my close friends, I saw her go through like a DJ academy, and then I saw her open up for Fred Again, which is, yeah, I know, she opened up for Fred Again, and I was like, damn, like I'm watching my peers like do such cool things, and I have ADHD, so I have a lot of hobbies.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things that I'm good at, but I never really had like a thing that I was known for being funny, but like I wanted to be more known than just being like funny. I wanted to have like something that I was like, okay, she's good at this and she's funny though. Cause like I'm like known on social media for having like a meme account. So I'm like, people already know me for being silly and stuff like that. But I'm like, I need to have like something that I like stick to.
What's going on, y'all? It's OC with the Chill Sounds and Breakdowns podcast here at the Rail, our home. You heard me say that at the beginning of the podcast, but what does that really mean? It means that the Rail Club has offered their space, their location, their ambiance, everything to the podcast so that I can host, you know, the interviews and the podcast that talks, the conversations that you hear, especially this one, the one that you're listening to right now. So the best way that you can help me help them is just by checking out therailclub.net and seeing if there's any shows that you want to come out to, hang out with, or simply share a flyer. You know, that helps them enough. But yeah, therailclub.net, go check it out, see if there's a show you want to come out to, and let's have a good time. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Let's keep going. Okay, so you wanted something to be like your own, like, because you've been known for being funny, had an immune account.
And so I was seeing like people around me, like, they're so inspiring too, like seeing like my close friend open up for Fred Again and seeing like some of my other friends go on tour. Like they weren't all DJs. I had like some in bands, some like, you know, rappers. So I had a lot of inspiration from just like my peers and also people that inspire me. So I got a deck and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna play around. I would like be in my room just like, I just make like a huge playlist of just songs that I liked, and I would just be in my room by myself mixing for like hours, just like any type of song. And then for about like a year, I just played around with it. Like I wasn't really like devoted to like learning to
super serious.
No,
yeah. Like, I'm just
so
kind of
then
messing
I was
with
like, you know what, like, because I got a DDJ 200. That was it's kind of like a. Honestly, with the deck that I have now, I look at the deck that I first had, and I'm like, this looks like a like Toys R Us type. Like, no, literally, like, because the deck I have now, it's the XDJ AZ. So it's like I'd say it's not CDJ, so it's not like the official type of equipment, but it's a
Yeah.
lot bigger than the DDJ 200.
Yeah.
But after I had that for about a year, I got the DDJ Flex 4, and that was kind of the deck that I was like, okay, I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing it as a little hobby, but I wanted to keep pushing myself to like learn, because I'm self-taught. I didn't go to like an academy. I didn't have anybody really like, I mean, I had like tips from people, but I didn't really have anybody like sit there and be like, okay, this button does this, this button does that. I literally figured it all out just by touching buttons and just figuring it out. And after that, I was like, you know what? Even though I'm not where I kind of want to be, like, talent-wise, I feel like I still need to make myself uncomfortable and put myself in, like, situations like doing an event, because I feel like if I just stayed at home for so long, I wouldn't be comfortable to even leave my room. So I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do. Like, so I asked my friend, I was like, hey, if you ever need a DJ, like, let me know. So she had an event at this place called Round 2.
Okay.
So she hosts like wellness events and like little trinket meetups and all that. So she let me DJ the event there, and it was so fun because it was like 3 hours long. Like my first time DJing,
Oh,
but
shit.
it was 3 hours long. Yeah, no, literally.
That's a big commitment to do.
I know, for real. I was like, I just need to start doing it. So then I started doing it, and so then I did my first event, and then that was really fun. But then I didn't really know what I wanted, what type of DJ I wanted to be. Like, I was like, I'm doing it. I love music, but I don't know, like, I felt like I had to know. I felt like I had to know in the beginning, and I didn't. And that's the thing about, like, my DJ journey. Like, I've learned so much that, like, you learn by putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, by meeting new people, listening to all sorts of genres, playing all sorts of genres. Like, you just have to figure it out just by playing around.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot because honestly, I was just like, you know what? I don't know what kind of genre people want to hear from me. I felt like I always had to cater to other people. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to play what I want to play, and whoever wants to listen to what I want to play, then that's my audience. And so I kind of just started playing around, like, different sounds, doing all types of events. I DJ'd a cat's birthday. I DJ'd at a rock climbing gym. I'm like,
taking every gig.
No, literally, I'm just like, yeah, I will do anything. I just love music, and I just love, like, being able to provide sounds for people and seeing, like, people dance. Like, my favorite thing is, like, putting a song on and seeing, like, people just get lit and just, like, start dancing. Yeah, I'm like, I love doing that. Like,
You are someone that I could, like, tell that right away, because you're up there dancing too. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
yeah. So I was like, man, they're having the fucking greatest time up there, which I love. It's the same thing when I talk to, like, bands and stuff that I see, and I'm like, dude, if you're having fun, then I'm gonna fucking have fun too. Like, you know, as an audience. So, like, if you're up there, like, actually having a good time to what you're playing, then it's gonna be way easier for the crowd to get into it. You know what I mean? Like, it even makes it more comfortable. It's like, oh shit, like they're getting lit, they're dancing. You know, okay, I'm gonna do that too.
Most of the time when I'm behind the decks, I'm dancing too. Yeah. Like, I love playing, like, songs that I like, and I know, like, I always try to cater to the audience too, see what they like, play what I like, and just kind of have fun. But yeah, I just like to have fun, and it's really great because it's like work, but it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
Because I'm just having so much fun, and, like, I DJ a lot with Edgar too, so it's just like, that's my coworker, but we're, like, having fun at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I love Edgar though. I love
Edgar's
DJing
great.
with him. Yeah, he's
I actually
so cool.
just started really getting to know, like, Edgar and stuff like that. Like, maybe the past year. Yeah, he's fucking fun. I just saw him yesterday, but yeah. So I want to go back to a little bit at the beginning. So you said you started going to raves in, like, 2018. Is that like your first exposure to, like, going out to see music, or what are you experiencing before that?
So my first concert was Justin Bieber when I was like 9 years. No, it was for my 10th birthday, but I was still 9. It was for my 10th birthday, but I've loved Justin Bieber, One Direction. I've loved all types of like I had a K-pop phase.
Yeah.
I 5 Seconds of Summer, Ariana Grande. I've always gone to so many different concerts. Like I was the type of person that like if someone was like, "Oh, let's go to this concert," like on a Monday. I'm like, okay, sure. Come
Yeah.
on. Like, oh, I have a ticket. Oh, come with me. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Like, I'll just go. And so I've just always been in the music scene. Like, I'd literally be the person camping out so I could be barricade. Like,
Oh, okay,
literally.
yeah.
Like, I remember me and my best friend, we camped out to see 5 Seconds of Summer at the House of Blues. We were there at 4 a.m. At 4 a.m., had blankets, like, we did not play about that. So I had my fair share of, like, concert stuff, but I stopped going, like, I mean, I'll still go to concerts, but I'm not as insane as I used to be, like, every single weekend trying to see all of my favorite artists. I feel like I've seen all my favorite artists, so now I'm just like, eh.
Yeah.
But I feel like raves kind of, like, Plur, do you know what Plur is?
I've heard of it. I don't know exactly like.
So
everything
Plur, I felt like my first time going to a rave, I was like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't get like the rave scene, rave culture. I was like, y'all look silly. Like, I don't know. I felt like it wasn't really something that would catch my attention.
Okay.
And then I went, and then I witnessed Plur, which is peace, love, unity, respect. And I noticed that in the rave community, they're so sweet. They, like, literally, I will go to a rave and I'll get complimented from the second that I get there, from the second that I leave. like, if I'm just standing there, a girl will come up to me and they'll be like, "Oh my God, you look so pretty. Here's a little gift." Like, here's, like, they're just very, like, there's also this thing called candy, which is, like, they'll make jewelry and then, like, they'll, like, exchange, like, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a little greeting.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many cool things in like the rave community and like the music and like just the community and like I went heavy for like about like 2 years. I would go to a rave almost all the time with like my friends.
Yeah.
And then I kind of stopped going because like the pandemic hit. And then I kind of just like stopped like going to concerts like overall. But like I was still listening to like techno. I was still listening to a lot of like EDM. And I mean, I listen to all types of music, but sorry, my mind blanks sometimes.
No, that's okay. It happens.
But like, yeah, I kind of just like saw the people around me go on journeys and like I would just always be inspired. So even though like I was interested, I kind of like, damn, I lost my train of thought. What was the question?
Well, I mean, one thing I'll touch on and see if it comes back. But like the community seems to be what always gets anybody into like anything that they're into. Like, oh, like is it like do they receive you well? Like, do I feel comfortable here? Like, can I be like myself here? Like all those things combined at once, and like wherever like you find that's where you end up. Like, I'm interested in this. I can be in this. Let's dig a little bit more into it. So it looks like that's kind of what they had. I've like. It's happened to me so many times in different like genres and communities. I always talk about like I was super like intimidated by like for example like the hardcore community of music, and it wasn't like metal. It was like it's a genre called hardcore. I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna get along with anybody. And I remember going to my first show and being like the nicest people ever. But it was always like so like similar to you, where I'm like I had outside perspectives based on what I was looking at. And then when to experience it, I'm like, this is fucking great. Like, everyone's so nice. And I was like, all right, I want to do this more, you know? And then you start involving yourself more and then, like, you know, paying more attention to the music and opening yourself up to it.
And that's also how I feel with, like, the goth community, too. Because a lot of my, like, close friends, they're in the goth community. And I love going to goth night, too. I actually just did I just DJ'd a goth night called La Fantasma at Curfew Bar in July.
Curfew's
and so me and an old friend, his name is Tyler, we reconnected like a little over a year ago. and he was the person that like introduced me to like my friend group, and they're all goth, and they started like inviting me to like the goth events, and I never really like was really like exposed to like goth culture, but they're the sweetest community. I love the music too. Oh my god, I love goth music. I love new wave. Like I just love the goth events that we all go to. And like I just love being able to like, I don't know, I feel like I'm a chameleon. Like I can just adapt to any single type of like, I don't know, type of group setting, I guess. Like with the rave community, like I feel like they accept me. I feel like with the goth community, they accept me. So like I don't know, I just like, you know, meeting new people and like seeing what they got going on. But like with the rave community, I feel like I was like, you know what, I'm kind of leaning towards doing like techno kind of for my main genres, because I'm open format. So I DJ like all types of genres. I'll do anything. I mean, clearly I DJ'd a cat's birthday party. Like
I'm curious to know what kind of music is at a cat birthday party.
But I played everything. I played like, shoot, I was playing techno at that party too. I was playing
Cats
like
all wild
cumbias. Like I was playing anything.
I gotta figure out what these cats want.
No, literally. But yeah, I've just kind of. Sorry.
Well, no, that kind of helps. Like, I would imagine in being a DJ,
Yeah.
like exposing yourself to like all sorts of different like genres and cultures, because you can take all of that and put it into like what your sets are. Maybe add like some of these elements to some of your sets. I would imagine, like you say, you know, you go partake in like the goth events and stuff like that and listen to their music. I'm like, oh, you know what? I could use some of this and put it in a mix or something like that.
Yeah.
But I've always like thought like exposing yourself to more than your comfort zone of music, like just allows your creativity to flow easier, because you're like, oh, I can take all sorts of elements from this. Because I would always make the argument of like, if you're like, let's say, for example, like I used to be like in a metal band, and I'm like, if I was only listening to metal to write metal, like it would be so boring. Like I would be writing the same things that I'm listening to. I go, but there was like, it's funny, but like I wrote one song and someone was like, what was your main influence for that? And I'm like, Juan Gabriel. Like literally like, yeah, I was just like, what? He's like, I just wanted to be that vulnerable, and that's what I wanted to add to this song. So that's where I got it from. Like, not as something you would normally categorize with that, but I'm like, but that's where I pulled from, like to put in here. Do you feel like you've found like what specific, you were talking earlier, like feeling like you were waiting for somebody or to see like, what do people want to hear from me? Like, what genre should I be? Did you keep steering into that direction, or did you kind of just become independent and be like, I'm just going to play what I want to play?
So I would talk to like my DJ friends and kind of like I would just like see what the other people around me kind of did and kind of like take inspo from that. But I felt like as I started doing events more and as I started like playing in front of people, I realized that like I was so in my head about like, I was so worried about having the perfect set. What songs am I gonna play? Like just having the perfect everything until I started doing it. And I was like, you know what, this is all about me having fun, like me in the moment, playing what I feel, like what I think people want to hear. And so far, it's been going well as I've been playing like just what I feel comfortable playing. Like I'm not like so in my head about like, this is what I need to do. I've kind of just been going with the flow. And I feel like as I've been going with the flow, things have been falling into place. And I feel like my favorite type of sets are like open format that I can play like literally anything. So like during Lady Love, I was playing Jersey Club, I was playing Miami bass, I was playing techno, I was playing like all types of genres. Just like, I don't even know, I mix La Vaca with
I'm already like, I only know half of it.
Yeah, I mixed La Vaca into Blase. I don't know. The music just tells me what to do, and I just like. I think it's funny because also like, even though I play everything, I still kind of have my things that people know me for, like, at the goth event, I ended my set with a SpongeBob Jersey Club song, like a goth event, and you're playing SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why not?
No, and also, like, I'll play Justin Bieber a lot. Like, I'll always sneak in a Justin Bieber song in every. I love Justin Bieber. He was my first concert. Like, he was really the first person to, like, get me into music.
Yeah.
And I, like, really love it. So, like, and I still listen to his music. So I'm like, if it's like a techno version of Justin Bieber, yeah, I'm gonna.
Like,
play
I can make it. I was like, I can make this work. Like, I'm gonna figure out a way to get Justin in this.
Yeah, no, for real.
No, that's I love that you get to add as much of your personality into it as much, because I mean, again, like, this is something that's completely, like, new to me, so I'm not like assuming. So I'm just drawing, like, similarities to, like, what I've experienced and what works. And I think in everything that I really like, or when I see an artist, like, create, it's like as much as of yourself that you can put into it, like, the better it's gonna come out, because it's authentically, like, what you like.
No,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
I feel like that's why, because I feel like for a while I've always kind of had a social media platform, like, since I was like 13, 12. Like, I've always had, like, a big platform. And they've either gotten deleted or suspended, but I always come back. I always make a new account, and it always blows up. Like, I don't know why. And I've always been like, I don't know why. Like, I just always speak my mind, or like I'm just myself. And that's how it's also been with, like, my DJ stuff. And I was like, you know what? People think I'm funny. People fuck with me. But I'm just, like, myself. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that with my music stuff, too. I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to do me. And I felt like for a while I was like, people aren't fucking with my stuff. I'm doing me, but nobody's fucking with it. Like, in the beginning, that's why I was like, you know what? I'm like, I was so close on giving up. Like, just not like in a way that I was like, I'm just gonna not try at all. But I was kind of like over the idea of trying to be like a DJ. I was like, you know, like, I just was like, you know, I'm just gonna keep it as a hobby. But as I kept doing it, I was like, you know what, I'm like picking up motion a little bit. I was like, okay, I'm doing this thing. And, like, I'll post, like, clips on, like, my Twitter, and I'll have people be like, when are you coming to California? When are you coming here? When are you coming there? I'm like, dang, people want me to go out of state. Like, this is, like, I could do something with it. Yeah. And then I had my first out-of-state gig in New York.
I did see that,
which
was
I was like,
nuts.
oh my God. I was like, because this is something that I kind of just picked up as a hobby. And I was like, okay, I'm doing events. I'm starting to do it. But I was like, I get to do it in New York. I was like, because I was born and raised there. So I'm like, I get to go back home and do what I love to do, and just, like, be in the city that I was, like, raised in, and I get to DJ. Like, it was so cool, and it was, like, a full circle moment. And I was like, I can't wait to just keep doing that and keep getting that same feeling, like, all the time. Like, dang, I can't believe I did this.
Yeah. Because you start realizing, like, oh, like, you're still just, like, at the start of this, and like, moments like that are very, like, validating. You know what I mean? Like, we're always trying to look for, like, milestones or what stuff, but it's always, like, the unsolicited stuff where it's like, oh, like, someone just asked me to go, and now this is happening.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
it's
crazy.
Always the small wins are what get you to the biggest wins, and I'm always, like, thankful regardless of, like, any type of event. Like, I remember my name being on a flyer for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, it says Sounds by Cryst6l. Like, yes. And, like, even now, like, I've done, I'd say, almost 20 events total now, almost. And every time I see, like, my name on a flyer, I'm like, ah! I'm like, I get so excited. I'm like, oh my God, this is such a cool feeling. And, like, I love doing it, and it's just so fun. So I'm like, damn, I can't believe this is, like, also my job. Like, I get to just do, like, what I love for my job.
Yeah, it's like, it's an insane feeling, like, to be able to do, because I don't know, like, it's really, I guess, depends on, like, what you grew up in and around, but yeah, like, stuff like that is always, to me, has always seemed, like, super distant. I'm like, this is an impossibility, you know what I mean? To love what you do and, like, it and make a living off of it, like, for forever. And then then just trying stuff, you realize like, oh, like this is possible. Like there's tons of people doing it. It's just people being dedicated and stubborn enough to keep doing it when, like, again, at the beginning, it's like, oh, maybe people aren't like messing with this. Maybe I should stop. Like, yes, a shit ton of people stop there because it's like, it's not working at the beginning. It's not this instant gratification thing. And a lot of people don't get past that. But if you do open yourself to like a bunch of other opportunities. Like, it just depends on like what you put into, because it's work, it's luck, like it's, jumping on the right opportunities. You know what I mean? It's always a gamble of this stuff, but if you stop, then you'll never ever get those choices. You know what I mean? You'll never even get to the choice of like, oh, should I do this or should I not?
Yeah, I feel like consistency is just like
it's the biggest thing.
It's just keep doing it. And I feel like for me, I was always stuck on like, cause like I'm known for my Twitter account, so I'm just known for like tweeting my intrusive thoughts, and it goes viral everywhere, and I'm like, oh my god, there I go, like just. And so with my DJ stuff, I was like, I'm familiar with social media, but I'm not really familiar with like the music side of like, so I was like, this is like a whole new, like, I don't know what to like, how to go about it, or like how, I don't know. I was just very confused all the time. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like the biggest thing that got me to kind of push myself was last year I broke my foot, so I was like at home all the time, and so I was like, you know what, instead of just like sitting in my own misery, let me just start mixing, let me start like doing something. And like instead of just being bored, I was like, let me put myself to work, and let me let me record a few mixes, let me listen to a bunch of new music. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like very much going through it last year, like last summer. And then my dad passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And so I was like, I feel like this is my time where I was like, you know what, instead of just not doing anything about it, let me put my pain and let me do that with something. So I was like, that's when I started pushing myself to do my DJ stuff. And I was like, this makes me happy. I want to succeed in it. So I'm just going to do anything that I can to like put myself out there. And like, I would talk to my friends that are DJs about it. Like, I would ask them for advice. I just would like, I'm always like studying something. Like when I'm out in the club, I'm like studying stuff. I'm like networking, drinking shit, like with like promoters, like. And I told myself, I was like, you know what, life is so precious. Like, why not do what I love to do, and why not put my passion to that? And like, I was like, because what do I have to lose? Like, I literally have, like, I feel like my biggest advice for other people is just like, do what you love to do, just like regardless of what other people think, because it's like, who cares what other people think? Like, who cares? And I feel like I was just always in my head about like other people with my DJ stuff, that I didn't start like thriving with my DJ stuff until I started being 100% myself. Like with my mixes, I was just doing what I wanted. Like with my sets too, like I wasn't very like, I don't know, I didn't really have like a set. I'm just having fun. Yeah. And I feel like people recognize that, and they're like, oh, she doesn't give a fuck, and she's having fun, and she's just doing her. Like, I feel like that's why my little journey is going really well so far, just because like I'm just being myself, unapologetically me, and just like having fun, and like not really taking things seriously. I mean, like, it's hard as a woman in like the music industry, just because I feel like men are like intimidating, and like I feel like you look at a DJ lineup and it's all men, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where are the women? Like, where are the women? That's why I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna be, I'm not seeing things in the scene, so I'm like, I'm gonna be the one to like be the one to do it, so I want to be the one to like create a safe space for women, have like I want to work with more women in the scene and like be able to book more women, have like more like women focused parties.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So I'm kind of just doing my thing and just like living life.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Two things there. One is like I have noticed that, and it could just be me, but I feel like people in general, I know me personally, but like I'm craving like authenticity. So that's why people enjoying themselves, doing what they love, like just again, like to someone, maybe to me, like, oh, like this is cringe, but to you, like this is like fun. Like that's the same thing with me, where like I do stuff and I'm like, some people is gonna are gonna think this is dumb. It's like, but
Yeah.
I don't like, and I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I go, so I'm gonna do that because like who cares, you know? Because the
No,
right
exactly.
people will find it, you know,
No,
and
exactly.
and it works. And then the other thing, where you see something that's missing and then you realize like, why don't I just step in and do something about it?
Yeah.
Like that's the reason why like we created like NoiseROT or whatever, is like because we were like, hey, like we kind of like don't like some of the stuff the promoters are doing. I go, why don't we do it different? And then
Yeah.
and then we're like, okay, let's just do it ourselves and change the things we want to change. And what I love is that there's going to be someone else that comes out and be like, you know what, maybe we can do this better. And there have been, like, we've had other people
Yeah.
be like, oh, we started booking shows, we started doing this. And I'm like, fuck yes. Like, that's what it's supposed to
Yeah.
be. Like, you know, not one person or one group will be able to do everything, but if you see something's missing, you can step in and like, let me create like a space
No,
for this. Like
exactly.
it's unlimited. You can keep doing that, and then you creating those spaces will inspire somebody else to create even more spaces. You know what I mean? It's just like this. What would you fucking call that? I don't
Like a
even
chain
know.
reaction
There you
kinda
go. That's
thing.
what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah, but that's how it
Yeah.
happens, and it's so exciting. Like that's what I'm happy that people that see what we're doing start booking their own shows, because now I'm like, cool, like there's somebody that's like, one day I'm not gonna do like this, like, or I'm
Yeah.
gonna, you know, whatever, like, but there's more people doing it now. I'm like, that's super cool. Like it's crazy. Like as when I started in a band, like I had people that were booking my shows and like telling me like, oh, this is kind of the stuff you should look out for.
Yeah.
Do this, do that. And I'm like, cool. And then now being like, oh, I get to do that for some people too. You know what I mean? Like that's cool. I was like, all of that like is great. Again, to at the bottom is like to create a better community for like what you
Yeah, and I
want to
feel
participate
like
in.
that's it's such a great feeling when you're doing something and then you have somebody else like give you your flowers and kind of just be like, oh, you inspire me too. Just because like I feel like a lot of the time I don't really like I know I've done a lot of like cool things and I've had like a lot of accomplishments, but then I have other people kind of like remind me and I'm like, oh my God, wait, I did do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I am kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like just being yourself, and if people don't like that, then I feel like that just shows the type of people that don't need to be around you. And I feel like that's how I found my community, just doing literally me saying anything off the top of my head and like
Yeah.
people being like, okay, she's saying anything, but I still like her though.
Yeah.
But I think it's fun just because I grew up in New York. So whenever I moved to Texas, I was like,
How long ago was that? Sorry, before you.
I moved here when I moved here in 2013. So I'm like half. I'm like
Yeah.
half New Yorker, half Texan now. And things were kind of rough in the beginning just because like it was a huge culture shock. Like I grew up in New York, like, and coming to Texas, it was huge. Like I was like, what is this? It was just a huge difference. And I was very introverted, and that's why I was like, I never really had a thing. Like I didn't go to college. I was kind of, I've been a pre-K teacher since I was like since like 2020. So I've been working with kids for a really long time.
Yeah.
So that was my main thing. And I had like other jobs too, but that's been like my main thing, like working with kids. And I was like, I love working with kids, but like it's not my
There's still
it's
something
not
there where, like,
my
this isn't, like,
forever.
yeah.
It's not my forever. And that's why I was like, you know what? I'm doing this DJ thing, but how how nice would it be if I didn't have to work with kids though? Because I love my kids. I love my kids, but man,
they're
so
kids.
bad. No, they're so bad.
They're kids.
But I still love them though. I'll bring my DJ equipment to like little parties, and they have like I'll throw kid raves for them. Like, it's such a fun time. But with doing that, I've kind of felt like, you know what? Let me just go with the flow. I don't really have like a vision of where I want to be. I feel like when I start having, because you know, like when people would be like, oh, like what are your goals? I'm like, I have goals, but I'm not like, I don't like getting my hopes up. So I'm kind of just like, I'll take things as they come. Yeah. But I mean, I would like to be like doing festivals one day and like doing like going on a tour one day with like an artist. Like I have those dreams, and I hope, like I know I'll get there one day for sure if I just keep doing what I'm doing currently. And I feel like the biggest thing is just disciplining myself and kind of like pushing myself to do things, because I don't want to be going to like getting home at 4 a.m. and then having to wake up at 9 a.m. for my day job. Like I don't want to, but I mean, like I'm pushing myself. Not like overworking yourself is a good thing. Yeah. You know, you get your rest. But I feel like right now I'm just like so motivated. I'm like, why not?
Well, there's I mean, there's stuff where you're like, okay, well, I can't do this forever. But there's also like the moment of like, okay, but what am I willing to give to keep pushing for this? You know what I mean? And yes, some of the times will be like, damn, like I only got this amount of sleep. You know what I mean? Like you will have to give up like some sort of like normalcy for like, you can't just like, okay, I have like a regular life and then I want to do something that's not a regular life thing. You know what I mean? Like they won't go together like perfect. I go, but depending on how much like you want it, it's like, okay, well, I'm willing to give up, you know, this hour of sleep. Yes, I'm going to be miserable for a little bit, like, but hopefully this is to pushing to, you know, get into a spot where I won't have to necessarily like do these things.
Yeah, and I feel like hard work definitely does pay off, because in the beginning of me just kind of just playing around with my DJ stuff, like there would be months where I wouldn't like touch my deck and I would just have it sitting there collecting dust, just like it was just there. Like it wasn't really like something that, I mean, like I loved doing it and it was fun for me, and I would like DJ whenever like friends would come over and stuff like that. But after like I went through a lot last year, I was like, you know what? I enjoy doing this. I enjoy it so much. I'm going to keep doing it until I make it work. I was like, I'm going to make this work. I don't care. Like, I'm going to make it work. If I just keep doing it, it'll work out in itself. And I feel like the days that I'll lose sleep and I'm like at work so tired, I'm like, you know what? It's paying off though. Like I literally dreamed about being booked every weekend last year. Like when I was going through it last year, I was like, man, I want to be booked all the time. Like I just want to be having fun. Like I want to be able to do these events and like have my friends come and just like get paid for doing what I love. Yeah. And now I'm doing it and I'm like, oh my God, I literally have been dreaming of this, and I'm doing all sorts of events. Like I'm doing all types of genres. I did a wedding. I'm doing just like, I'm like getting asked to go to California too. And I'm meeting so many people, and I have a lot of different connections now, which is super cool, because I'm like, dang, these are all things that I manifested in my head like so long ago, and I'm like, to be able to live through it now is such a rewarding feeling. And it's crazy because I'm still so early in my journey with DJing, and I have so much to learn. I have so many things that I've been learning. Like I've been in situations that I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is what the music scene is like. But I mean, like, it has its pros and cons, because I feel like if you're a man in the music scene, I feel like men don't really I feel like men overlook things that are kind of like, if you're a woman in the scene, you're like, like we should be paying attention to like, can I talk about like critters? Okay.
You can bring up anything you want.
I feel like in the music scene, I've noticed a lot of like men that are like slimy and like predator wise and just like I've noticed the way that people move in the scene and it kind of like not like throwing shade at anybody. I'm just saying like in general
Yeah, sure.
like cuz it applies to the New York and the Dallas scene. It's not really like targeted towards anybody. But I just see the way that like certain situations don't get brought up the way that they should, and I feel like I currently went through a situation where I knew a DJ and he was outed for being like a predator to like dozens of women.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and no one said anything. I mean, obviously I feel like people were scared because he's a very known like DJ, but I feel like me as a woman, like it's scary to kind of be the first person to be like, hey, this person did this, because like it's scary to be like put in the spotlight and have people like have like a lot of questions for you and maybe like not want to believe you and stuff like that. And there's things that I've just like noticed in like the Dallas scene and the New York scene where like a lot of artists like to protect each other and like it's kind of, I don't know, it's weird. And that's why I'm like, you know what, I feel more comfortable working with women and like sticking to like the like the LGBTQ community too. And that's why I'm like, you know what, like I don't know, it's uncomfortable going in like, cause I've always been in like the social media scene, but kind of seeing it apply to like IRL and like seeing like, I don't know, I've just seen some things.
Yeah,
and
I think I get like what you're saying as far as like the social seeing it, like you see wild shit on social media, but I'm with the way like I see stuff, I'm like, well, that shit ain't real. Like no one's like that. And then you see shit happen, and then you're like, oh, people like
No,
this is
yeah,
people.
I'm
You know what I mean? Like
oh
it's
my
just like what I
God.
was like. It always like baffles the fuck out of me. Where I'm just like, I can't like this shit is real. Like when it happens like that, but it sucks, and these like protective like groups where they're like, oh, we'll just like ignore it and this and that, and it is weird to navigate. I like again, like this is a complete like a perspective that I like don't know. Like this is one that you have. So yes, you do see like a lot more stuff, and there's things where I've like had it brought up where I'm like, oh, like well you didn't see this, you know. We have Bernice is part of NoiseROT. She's someone that helps out, who founded it with us and everything. And then we have a lot of moments where she'll point out stuff, and I'm like, I didn't even notice that. And then like I'm like, okay, it gives perspective and be like, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Like this is stuff that I didn't notice. You know what I mean? So, which is why I like opening myself up to as many people and perspectives as possible, because I know there's shit that I miss all the time, and stuff that needs to be addressed. And like so. I didn't know like the like that what was happening or anything. I did see like you were like talking about it, and I'm like, oh, but my first thing was like, that's fucking cool. Like you are bringing up something that like feels like it's gonna like people have like known about it, but no one's saying anything. It's gonna be uncomfortable and scary. You know what I mean?
And I feel like for me, like I've always used my platform to like on like things that I stand with. Like I'm very like open with like my views and everything, and especially when it comes to like things like that, I feel like I don't know, I'm just like me as a person. I'm very blunt. I'm very blunt even with my friends. Like I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm very like if they're doing something dumb, I'm like, hello, you're doing something dumb. Like I'm very honest, and that's always been me. And I feel like we lack that in the scene where like people don't really hold each other accountable for things. And I feel like me as a person, I'm like, you know what? I've always been like unapologetically myself. You know what? I'm gonna keep doing that. And even though I'm scared to kind of say anything, I'm still gonna do it, even if it makes me uncomfortable. Because even though I'm uncomfortable, it's gonna help so many other people.
Yeah.
And that's just been one thing that I've just learned so much, and I barely opened my bookings up in May, so I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
You peek
I'm
behind the
just
curtain and you're like, oh shit, this is what happens? Like,
no, literally. And I even had like this situation one time where I had somebody at an event uh say that they knew who I was but didn't come up to me at the event, and like they got in a fight with somebody and they were like, "Oh, I know Cryst6l, I know Cryst6l." So it's just like I have to deal with like parasocialness too, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, and there's been times where I'm like, is it even worth it? I'm like, I'm trying to do like, I'm like, I love DJing and I like, doing social media. It's not like, I mean, social media, it's not like a job to me really, because it's just, I just post what I like posting.
Yeah.
And like, that's why I'm like, people can be so weird. I'm like,
Yeah.
people in the scene, people like, I don't know, like, it's been very like uncomfortable, but also it's been very like, I don't know, it's like a pros and cons thing. I don't
Yeah.
really like, I don't know. It's just I love doing it. I love doing it, but it's still something that I'm like getting used to
Yeah.
in terms of like I feel like I'm getting recognized very quickly for like what I like to do
Yeah.
and stuff, and I don't know, I'm just like, sorry, I'm like losing my train of thought. My bad.
Well, no,
Keep
like
moving
I
on.
mean, the more you get known, I mean, in the music industry, the more you get known, the more people think, especially in the age of social media, like people think they know you, like that they know you personally. And there are extremes that it gets to, but even on the low end of it, like people are still like assuming they know who you are, that that you are as open as you are online as you are in like person. And like I'll tell people like all the time, like I mean, I literally like I do a podcast, I'm talking all the time, I'm on all like the social media stuff that I'm always like posting and things like that. I go, but I got hella anxiety, you know what I mean? So if I'm out in public, like
Yeah.
there are times where I feel like fuck, I gotta like it's gotta be on, you know what I
No,
mean? So like sometimes
yeah.
like I've had people come up and they're like, oh, hey, like love the pod, and then like sometimes like I'm like, oh, I kind of know them, like they play in this band or they're from this, but then there's sometimes where it's just strangers and I'm just
No,
like,
yeah, I'm like, oh my
oh,
gosh.
like hey, like thank you, and then I'm just
Yeah.
like, what am I supposed to do? Like I like
No, yeah, sometimes I'm like, how do I even respond? And I feel like one of the craziest times was like, over a year ago, I was like in New York at some club at a rooftop bar with like my friends. We were just out. And then the next morning I get a DM and this girl was like, hey, were you at this club last night? I was gonna say like hi, but I was scared to like, I didn't know if it was you. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I mean, I know I'm from New York,
Yeah.
but like I haven't lived here since like 2012. And I'm here like on vacation and I get recognized at a club. I'm like, dang, do I have to look good at all times now?
Yo,
Like,
okay, so that happened
I'm
to me
like,
the
oh
other
my
day. Oh
God.
shit! Like, yeah, I went to the store and it was like a quick run. I was going with like my fiance. We're like, I just need to pick something up real quick. I was like, I'll go with you. Dressed like shit because I'm like, who cares? You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, whatever. I don't think I'm anybody. And then I walk down and some kid, he's like, hey, he's like, he just goes NoiseROT, and I'm just like, what? And he's like, oh, you do the podcast? He's like, oh, I've like me and my band, and it's a band I have not heard of. Like I don't know these kids. Like I even looked. I'm like, did anybody like nobody knew them? Then I knew them, and they're like, oh yeah, like the dude, like he was excited and like
Yeah.
almost like. What is it called? Like almost like starstruck in a way.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's
like,
such a
I was like,
feeling. I'm like,
yeah.
oh my God.
And I remember like finishing that and like being like, I was like, he gave me his card and band's really good. But I was like, I think we got back to the car and I saw myself and I'm like, in like the window, I'm like, oh shit. Like, do I have to like get ready
No,
like to go
literally
out for
every time,
everything?
no.
Yeah.
I think like, okay, like I've been recognized like many times and I still get like, I still don't know what to say sometimes. I feel like the craziest time was, so I used to run like a big fan account for like this K-pop account called Got7, and I was in Houston. I went by myself to the concert in Houston, and I snuck down to like the pit area. So I'm just like, I'm not even like in my seat where I'm supposed to be. I
Yeah.
like just snuck down, and this girl taps me behind, like on my shoulder, and I turn around. She was like, "Is this your username? Are you Cryst6l?" I I was 17. I was 17. I was
Oh,
like,
shit.
I'm in a city that I'm not really in all the time, and I'm
Yeah.
getting recognized by some girl that I've never met. And I literally was like, oh my God, what's your username? And I put her username. I wasn't even following her back. I was just like,
Wow.
oh my gosh, this is crazy. So it's just like, I've been getting recognized since I was like 17.
Yeah.
Every single time. I feel like, am I being an asshole? I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Then you're like,
I'm
then
just
you have the like. I was like, you're worried about. Are you being perceived? Not only are you being perceived, but like, how am I being perceived? Like, do people? Because you see people have interactions with artists all the time, and they're like, they
Yeah.
were an asshole to me. They didn't like
Yeah.
talk to me. But I'm like, so now I have to consciously be aware, like, did I say that in the right tone? Like, did I sound like a
Yeah, so,
dickhead?
like-
Or like, did I sound like, did my, like, again, me being anxious and not knowing what to say come
Yeah.
off as like me not wanting to talk to this person? I was like, and that's why most of I was like, here, I can talk. I'm in a space that I
Yeah.
created. It's comfortable for me. Like, I can like yap all day long. I go, but
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes they catch me off guard, and it just depends. Like, sometimes I'm good, and sometimes it's just like, oh, this is a lot right now. And
No, yeah.
yeah.
Especially like when I'm DJing too. Like I feel like there's been times where I've had to DM people after a set and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry if I was a bitch. I'm like in the middle of like transitioning a song. I'm like looking at two different waves.
Yeah.
Like I'm like listening, trying to like make sure that the songs sound right together. And then I have like a whole person trying to have a conversation. I'm like, oh my gosh, give me a second. I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, like I feel so bad sometimes because I'm like, y'all, I swear I'm not being an asshole. I can't multitask sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. So I just hope more people, and I had like even myself, like from like a younger age to like now, like I've given like artists and stuff like that a lot more grace when it comes to that. Especially like when you think about like people catching them like out of like their realm. Like let's say you see them at the show, like the artist that they're playing, and you see them going to their merch table or going somewhere. Okay, maybe they're in the headspace to be like, hey, I'm at my
Yeah.
own show, like this and that. So maybe they're gonna, but even catching someone again outside, like they're buying groceries or whatever, you know what I mean? Okay, they're not in the realm. So I like tend to leave people
Yeah.
alone or do whatever. But definitely I've given a lot more grace in that. And then like in me, like with working shows and stuff like that, I hate it too because I'm like sometimes my friends are there and like now that I multitask, I do our like all our photos for like our events and stuff like that. So I tend to edit while I'm there.
Yeah.
So like I'm taking a picture, I'm going back to my computer, and then there's people like, oh, like you made it, cool. Like that's as much
Yeah.
as I have time for because most of the
Yeah,
time I'm
no,
like,
for real.
I gotta get back to this because I gotta go, get the next band up or whatever, or run the door or do this and that, and it kind of sucks because I'm like, I don't want to come off as like I'm ungrateful for them like being here.
Yeah.
So like I always. It's a weird mix, you know what I mean? And it's a weird thing to handle because again, like myself, I'm like, I don't know, like I perceive myself not to be at this crazy level to be like, oh, but then people know you and it's like, oh, okay, I guess. And then I'm like, oh, I guess I do put my face on everything.
No,
like, so
literally
it's out
same.
everywhere.
I'm like, I guess I do go viral all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess, yeah. But I guess those are the type of moments that I kind of just like look back and I'm like, damn, like I'm kind of doing something that I've always wanted to do. And just getting recognized for that now is such a cool feeling just because like I feel like it's taken a long time for me to feel like I found myself as a person. I feel like I'm always going to be trying to find myself, but I feel like right now I kind of have like I know what my purpose is, like, and I feel like DJing is one of my things that I'm good at and that I see myself doing for a really long time. And I'm like, the way that my motion is going right now, I'm like, yeah, I love the way that it's going, but if it stops for a little bit, then so be it. And if it goes back, I'm not like putting pressure on myself to I feel like that's how artists get burnt out. And I feel like always having high expectations and like always like, I don't know. I feel like always trying to be perfect is how you don't put out any art. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do what I like. If I do shitty art, I do shitty art and I'm gonna put it out. I feel like just putting art out is the way to just be consistent and just like keep going because even though like for a long time I did take like a break, and I feel like it's good to give yourself like a break, but I feel like right now I'm just going with the flow with stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think finding something you're good at, but also finding something you like doing. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like, he's like, oh, because there's, I'm sure you've had experiences where it's like, oh, I'm good at this, but I like don't like doing this at all, you know, or it's not what I want. It's not what you see yourself doing long term. But also not locking yourself into like, let's say today you're like, oh, I'm gonna be a DJ, and then now when let's say your interest changes later on, you want to do something else, and then staying locked in because you're like, well, I decided a long time ago that this is the path that I was gonna take, so I'm not gonna veer off of it, even
Yeah.
though you start seeing that it makes you not as happy as it used to before. That's something with me. I'm like, okay, like I know that I enjoy what I'm doing now. It's like, but I am open to do anything else. That if I find something else that I'm like, cool, that I want to try that
Yeah.
out. Like try it out. You know, do as many things as possible. Because like one, I mean, going back, life is precious. Like why
Yeah.
would you like not try as many things as you
Yeah.
can?
And like
You know?
limit yourself to just like a couple things. That's
Yeah.
not like
It's and then you don't know like what possibilities are out there because you don't take that first like step to do something different. You know what I mean? Like I've had like some recent opportunities like pop up that were just because like I'm just gonna try this, and you know, if nothing happens of it, like at least I'm having fun doing it.
Yeah.
And then shit comes out of it. I'm like, oh, okay, because like I'm not trying to be somebody, I'm just being myself. Like
No, exactly.
Yeah. And then I think it becomes way more fruitful, and you get into the spaces that you should be in, knowing the people that like are meant to stay like in your room. You know what I mean? And the people that don't stick around. Going back to like,
Yeah.
you know, if people don't like what I'm doing and they don't want to be around me, cool. Then that's
Yeah.
like I don't need those people.
Yeah, and I feel like you are the people that you surround yourself with.
very much.
And
so.
I feel like for a long time, not that I really had like people that made me feel like I didn't fit in, but I don't know. I was kind of like, I mean, I have my friends and like, but I never really had like my creative scene that I was like, you know what, like I feel comfortable with all the people that I work with, and like, and I feel like as I've been getting to know like people in the music scene, I felt so welcome with like open arms. And it's really cool because for a long time when I moved here, I never felt like I fit in with like the Hispanic community because I'm just like, yeah, I'm like Salvadorian, I'm like Latina, but like I don't know, I never really had like Latino friends like that, and I feel like now I have so many Latino friends that are in the DJ community, and it's such a like, I don't know, I love being able to share that with like people that share like the same culture, and like it's really fun. And I love the DFW like underground music scene, especially because there's so much work that, not that like the people that are running underground shows aren't doing enough, but I feel like there's just so much more life that needs to be added to it. And like I love the Houston music scene, I love the New York music scene. I wish that I could be in New York and Dallas at the same time, like, because honestly for a long time whenever my DJ stuff was just like me doing it for fun, I was like, if I'm gonna take this seriously, I'm gonna move to New York, learn there, and then kind of start my career off there. But then I was like, you know what? I don't know, like, I wanted to plan it out, but then I started doing stuff here, and then I accidentally made myself a name out here, and I'm
Yeah.
accidentally doing a lot of events out here and doing a lot of cool things. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to staying in Dallas and
Yeah.
kind of build something out here and kind of add to the community and give back to the community that, like, even though I wanted to move from Dallas, like, I wanted to move to New York. I'd say, okay, I wanted to move this year. I wanted to move back to New York. But then I was like, no, something told me to just stay and like build something here. And that's what I've been doing. And I really like what I've been building out here so far. So I feel like if I just keep going, I don't know, I don't really, I'm excited for what the future has to offer.
Yeah.
Because I have no idea right now. I'm just seeing what I'm literally just going with the flow.
And that's what I'm kind of like looking at, like that possibility like is still there. It's not like it's not going to come back. And who knows, it might be New York, it might be somewhere else, it might be across like, you know, the ocean in Europe or something, you know, like that's how open, like it's good to be that open, like to opportunity, wherever it's going to take you. That's why like the going with the flow sounds very, to me, like initially, like I would have like a negative connotation to that because I'm like, oh, where you just don't care. But it's really more of like I'm going with what serves me, like right now.
No, exactly.
You know
I'm
what I mean?
like, if it's meant for me, then it's meant for me, and if it doesn't work out, then
like
it
you just
doesn't
have to.
work out.
He's like, just keep the one thing consistent. Like, what do you want to do? Like, okay, I want to DJ, then do that. Like, do that and work at your discipline with that. Like, keep getting better, learn how to do cool stuff, keep experimenting, keep having fun with it. If it stops being fun, figure out different ways to make it fun again, or, you know, whatever you want to do. But the more you do that and keep yourself open, again, you open yourself to those opportunities. And I feel like you've seen that quite a bit, like manifest in just a short amount of time, which is great because you're at the beginning of that. It's just much more of that like possible like for you, which I'm excited to see. Like, again, like this is like something that I'm kind of like new to, as far as like, you know, I guess genre wise or whatever you would call it, but like, but it's so cool, like seeing it happen, like even with like Edgar and with like with Slut Punk, and then at Slut Punk Fest, I'm like, this is so cool, like to curate like the vibe. I remember like Curfew used to do, what were the Monday things? I can't remember, but they literally would have like a DJ set on Mondays of all days. And it would like turn up. Like I'm like, I go, this is great. I go, and I was like looking at, I was like, as a DJ, you're curating this entire like moment, this entire like places like vibe and stuff like that. So it's super cool to see, again, especially being something that I'm not, something that I've never done or been part of, or even like been part of the scene in Nestler. Like it's cool to see that from the outside and knowing that there's people like you, like out there wanting to create, these spaces, these communities, like for more people, you know, even like enhancing more like opportunities, making it more comfortable for women or everybody. That's super cool. Like it's great to see that there's people like you, like out there wanting to, you know, improve their community and just like create a better space for it. So, yeah, I'm super happy that you're gonna keep doing it. And you're keep at it, and you've been doing some cool shit. So, yeah. Anything else you want to kind of touch on there?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, no, it's okay.
I can think of.
Yeah, no, again, like I'm super excited for everything that you're doing, and all the opportunities you're gonna have coming are well deserved from what I can see, and it's really cool to see like that you, your story, your journey, and like where you're going. But yeah, anytime you need help with anything around here, like I said, we don't know much, but we'll help out.
No.
And yeah, thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. But yeah, what are you want to? I'll put your handles and all that stuff in the description, but you can put it up.
Cryst6l, but the A is a 6. That's my stage name. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say except for just keep doing what you love, and who cares what anybody thinks, literally.
Perfect words. That's how you should live every day. But yeah, this has been episode 152 with Cryst6l. So y'all check out everything that they're doing. And if there's an event coming up with their ad, then pop out. Have a great time. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
I don't wanna be alone tonight.